Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Yeah, hi. Now I've just realized I've signed on with I've got my iPods in, but I don't think they're connected. Hold on a second. Now we're connected. Try this out. I know sometimes the sound is a bit better this way, so we shall see. Let me know. Yeah, we're connected. Okay, good. Let me know how the sound is. And yeah, we will go from here. So we have a lot of fun topics going on today. Here we go. There's our overview. So we got some more more USA deals. Holy moly! Yeah, so we'll get into that in a second. Beautiful sunny day here today. It's been raining like crazy the last couple of days, which is good. We're probably on water restrictions already. I seem to do that every year so early. My question would be, if we are so low on water, why are we not building another reservoir? But hey, that's just me being logical. But it's about 10 degrees here today, which is about 50 Fahrenheit. And yes, I did look that up. I didn't magically become fluent in Celsius to Fahrenheit. But it was really nice over the weekend. It was actually up to 20 on Saturday. So it was really nice to sit outside, 20 being about 68 Fahrenheit. So it was really lovely. Yeah, let me know what your weather is like where you are. Are you finally feeling spring has come to fruition? Or is it still kind of misery guts out there and sort of wintry weather? So yeah, talking about travel deals. So I got an email. I forgot to mention this last week, but I got an email the other day from Princess Cruises. Now, when I go on a cruise ship, one of the things that I do indulge in is going to the casino. Spa, take it or leave it, mostly leave it. Not a massage person, oddly enough. I'm sure many of you are, but for me, no, doesn't do it for me. In fact, it usually gives me a headache. I just had some neck issues when I was younger, so I just no, not ever anything that I would wantonly choose to do. But casinos I enjoy, preferably if they're non-smoking. And so I know a couple of years ago we did a Holland America cruise to Alaska, and gambled a fair bit on that one. And the thing is, when you're cruising, when you're in a casino, the way they're tracking how much you're spending is basically if you put 20 bucks in to the machine. And I know it's not necessarily a physical 20 bucks because it's on board a cruise ship and it's a cashless society and all that. But let's say you put in 20 bucks and you gamble that through. And let's just say you were somehow, back in the old days, remember when slot machines would actually, if you won money, it would actually go clunk, clunk, clunk down in the hopper below. So let's say you put your 20 bucks through and you've now got a bunch of coins down below and you play those through. Let's say you've got another $10 worth. Well, in the mind of the casino, you have now gambled $30. Now it's tracking how much you're winning, your win-loss ratio. So they know if you're let's call it a profitable gambler or not. I know people who say they never win when they gamble, so they consequently don't enjoy going to the casino. And fair enough, if you don't win, what's the point? But I tend to win on a fairly regular basis. I mean, overall on in terms of my casino play, I'm sure I'm still down quite a bit, but I enjoy it. It's a form of entertainment for me. And so if you're gambling on board the cruise ship, uh, they take a look at these things, and the casino is sort of a separate entity to the cruise line altogether. And so if you do choose to gamble, depending on how you're going and how much time you spend in there, because if you put 20 bucks in and then you're down to 10 bucks at one point, and then you're up to 30, and then you're back down to 20, and you kind of keep playing on that same 20 bucks for an hour or two, then that's a lot of money that you've sort of put through the system, put through the machine. And based on this, you can get some offers. Well, I got an offer. I've gotten some offers with Holland America. As I said, when I cruised to Alaska, I did manage to pop into the casino a few times. And I got some really good offers. I know friends of mine, they wanted to do a cruise from Boston to Quebec City. So going up around the Maritimes and then coming back down the St. Lawrence River and then through to past Montreal and into Quebec City. And I think at the time a cruise like that was about 2,700, $3,000 total. And I looked it up based on the casino rates, and I was able to book the same cruise, not just in a balcony cabin, but in a mini suite. Total for two people was like $1,000. And so I booked it. I mean, I was really looking forward to this. That was booked for, I think it was May or June of 2020. So those plans changed. But recently, I cruised with Princess in October and with a couple other couples, and we had a brilliant time. Just cruised Mexican Riviera, so from LA down to Mazatlan, Cabo, and Puerto Vallarta. And we had some time at sea, so gamble a little bit, had some fun, and I just got a casino offer. And I think this is sort of in tune with some of the offers that are out there, where cruise lines are really seeing a, a turn down in overall bookings. And this one, no less. This was two offers for an Alaska cruise. And basically, I was going to get a free cabin. Probably not supposed to be sharing this, but, between those of us who are watching, I think we're probably in the clear. I do have a lot of followers, but not that many that Princess is probably going to have to worry about being threatened about it. And quite frankly, you should be taking advantage of this. If you are going to gamble on a cruise, you have to use your player's card or your room key anyway. So it's going to track your spending no matter what. But at least to know that you could potentially see some benefits from it. This is quite interesting. So they had quite a few offers, but this was either a 17-day cruise or a 22, there was two different options, or a 22-day cruise. And they were going to give me the cabin for free for me and somebody in my stateroom. Had to pay the taxes as all the port charges. And that was it. So I think I was looking at like $600 US per person is what it would have cost me to take this 17 or 22-day cruise. So something to take a look at. And if you haven't signed up for, the offers and promotions, and yet you've gambled on a cruise before, you might want to rethink that one and sign up, because if you enjoy cruising and or you just want to go on a vacation that's almost free, why not? Now, I will say that if I wanted to add the Princess Plus package, so the drink package, which also gives you Wi-Fi and some specialty dinners, that kind of thing, then it would be an extra cost. But you can book the drink package in addition to your discounted or complimentary cruise. So if you're a gambler, check it out. Who knows? You might have cruised with one of the cruise lines. You may have gambled, and you may have just not inquired about what offers are available, but they might be there. So if you're thinking about cruising and you're going to cruise with, it's got to be that same cruise line, cruise ship line. For example, although Holland America and Princess are both under Carnival Corporation, I couldn't get Princess deals on Holland America or vice versa. So if you sailed on Holland America and that's where you gambled, that's where your deals are going to be. If you've sailed on Princess and you've gambled, Princess is where your deals are going to be. And it's not limited to the ship that you sailed on previously. It's any of the ones through their fleet. So it's worth checking out for sure. Okay, moving on, travel gift ideas. So this was kind of a cool thing that I didn't even know existed. When my girlfriend and I did the Explora cruise in January, the we stopped at a few different places, and one of the places that we stopped at, our first port actually was St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Island. And we had several other ports. We had 4 more places that we were going to after that. So it was St. Thomas, St. Bart's, St. Martin, and then we finished up in Puerto Rico. Can't remember if there was another stop in there. I don't think so. And so they were back to back to back. And so when Tammy got off the ship, and let me know, Tammy, are you on today? I think maybe you were going to be. So when Tammy got off the ship, I was just hanging out on the ship, like, hello, I got the ship to myself. Thank you very much. Went up to the front of the ship on the 14th floor, whatever it was, hopped in the pool. Servers there. Do you want a drink? And there's not got anybody else to serve. So you just keep kind of walking by, have a little chit chat. So it was really nice. But meanwhile, Tammy's messaging me. She's gone into port, and we had seen there was like little palm tree pendants that you could get, and they were, going to be silver with cubics, but they were I think they were on for $40 or $20 or something. And I thought, hey, what a great idea. As we talked about it last week. Don't travel with your valuables. Oh, there she is. Hello, Jamie. Oh, and hello, Angelo, as well. Welcome, welcome. So I thought, well, it'd be nice to have something, you like to wear some jewelry or a pendant or whatever. And so she went into port, and she found the place where they had these pendants and stuff, but she also found some other stuff. Okay, now a little sidebar conversation here. So Tammy and I've been messaging back and forth this morning, and I said, if you come on to the show today, whatever, the travel talk, I said, I guarantee you Angelo's going to ask you about going on the water slide. And there we are, just like that. So Tammy said, I did ask her about it, and she said that no, she did not do the water slides, and that's just not her thing. And especially because there's some that are enclosed. And what was interesting is we talked about it, that I don't know, thumbs up if you've heard of this before, or you've felt or experienced this before, or thumbs down if you have not, in the comments. Feeling claustrophobic the older that you get. I know that when I had to get an MRI or something a couple of years ago, and the woman, when I finished the procedure, she was like, "Are you feeling okay?" And I'm like, I was terrified. I hated going in that thing. It's so loud, and you're like enclosed. And I just really feel like I'm getting more claustrophobic the older that I get. And I looked it up, and I've heard so many other people saying this. So I don't know. Do you feel that way? Oh, yeah, no video. Do you feel like the older you get, the more claustrophobic you are? You're not inclined to do those water slides where you're enclosed, not so much inclined to do things like going into caves or into a cenote where you're, in a small enclosed area. I looked it up, and according to Google, it's not a thing. Although I did see some Reddit posts that said, oh, yeah, this whole claustrophobic thing, like more and more people are saying, hey, is everybody else feeling like this? Is anybody else like, why does this happen? And then I did read as well that apparently the time of year, or the time of your lifetime that you feel the most anxiety is once you hit 60. So thanks for the heads up, Google. I got a few years to go before I hit that, but I thought it was interesting. So that as much as that, sorry, and these messages keep popping up and distracting me, but I thought it was interesting to hear that sort of if anxiety and claustrophobia are perhaps a foregone conclusion the older you get, would that change perhaps your travel plans? Like if you were thinking of doing a spelunking tour, and that's on your bucket list, maybe sooner is better than later for that, because why spend all that money to get there and then actually have a panic attack about actually going in? So yeah. Tammy's saying nobody in the group did the water slides. Rest of the group and the kiddos, they went to a separate water slide park for the day. Interesting. Angela's asking if it was similar. Tammy said yes, 2 slides, and the kids in the group were, oh no, they weren't tall enough. Oh, shame. Angela's saying at Dreams Onyx, they had 4 large slides. And of course, he's going to Hyatt Ziva Riviera Cancun in May, and they have the 3 big slides there that I'll try them out. I will say that the one, there's one slide, so the slides come, there's a couple that come sort of, one comes, I think, straight down, and one does this kind of dipsy doodle and comes into that pool, and it's like a rectangular pool. And then there's one slide that kind of does this whatever thing, and it comes out this way. So coming in at the side of this rectangular pool. And the way it was designed initially, it was quite fast, and people were actually coming in and getting to the edge of the pool. So they actually had put some lounge chair mats down on the wall just to make sure nobody got injured or anything. So yeah, be mindful of that, Angela, when you go. Maybe watch a few other people go first. That's what I always do. I did go on, I think it's called the Mamba water slide in South Africa, which is the same as the sort of straight down one that they have at Sun City. No, not Sun City. Atlantis in the Bahamas, in Nassau on Paradise Island. The one that I did was at Sun City in Johannesburg, South Africa. And it was pretty much straight down. And when a person would kind of be holding on, and as they went over the edge, you could actually see that the slide and the top part of your body actually pushed away from the slide. And that had me pretty terrified, but I was younger, and so I actually did it. Wedgie of a lifetime, so wear shorts, but because when you come down, there's a lot of water in the slide to slow you down, to stop you. So just understand your bathing suit's gonna be getting real cozy with you. So it's maybe too much information, but that's okay. Hello, Louise. How are you today? So anyways, I digress, as we do. So going back to these palm tree things. So Tammy went, she bought one for herself, and she bought one for me, but she also found some other cool stuff. And so we were looking at it when she came back to the ship. And so this is one of them. So it's this thing called Follow, and you get a bracelet with it. It was $20 American. And what it is each bracelet tracks a specific animal. So this one was a gorilla. I also got one for myself, which was an elephant. And then we've had a few big milestone birthdays in my family this year. So I bought a few others. So I bought a penguin and a whale shark, and I forget what the other one was. And it's kind of cool, on the bracelet, you can see it's got this little, the character, whatever you're tracking. This one's got the elephant. And there's about, I'll say 20, 25 different animals that you can track. And what was kind of cool is when we were, so Tammy shows me this, and I'm like, oh, wow, I got to go back and get one. So I go back, and I think I bought 2, and this was on my own. And then I come back to the cabin, and we're talking about it, and I'm like, oh man, those would be a really cool gift. And what happens is then, and I spoke to the lady, and she said, well, what's kind of cool about it is that, so for example, where's my guy? I'll show you. I did a screenshot thingy. So I think this is my guy. This is Luna. So my Luna is an elephant, as you saw, and you can see where she's been, and over the course of however much time. The thing with Luna, because she's an elephant, it's unfortunate, but they basically delay the tracking by 4 months. So, and this is to make sure that there's no poaching, that there's no hunters or whatever that are going to go, well, where's Luna today? Okay, let's go and find a spot and, get our trophy. But for example, this is Phineas, which is what's Phineas? Phineas is a whale. Phineas is why don't I know this? Oh, hammerhead shark. So Phineas travels quite a bit, as you can see. It started off over in, Fort Lauderdale up here, went around the corner, around the tip of Florida, and now is making its way up to Tampa. So that's kind of cool. Like I said, there's a bunch of different animals from, like I say, if we get out of this. So, I mean, there's polar bears, there's, what is that? Oh, penguins, lions, gorillas, giraffes, elephants, which we saw, dolphins, sloth. Don't pick the sloth. One of the ladies that we were traveling with, she chose a sloth. And the meter reader's here. He's like, which way am I going? Yeah, just keep going. One of the women we were traveling with, she chose a sloth. It moves like inches a day. Boring. They have whales, they have wolves, snow leopards, and what's that? Whale sharks, manatees, seals, sea turtles. Sea turtles is apparently a really good one. And what's cool about this, so I've got on mine, where do I get to this? So you can kind of see it there. I've got a bunch of different animals. So I bought this for myself, my husband, and my family. And so there's 5 of us, and we're all tracking each other's animals. So it's kind of cool. You can do this with friends, whatever. We thought, so Chammy and I are back in the cabin, and we're like talking about this, and we're thinking, well, this is a pretty cool little gift idea. And so we hadn't bought them for the sort of extended family. And we're sitting there in the cabin. I said, look, we've got to go and get this. We're going to regret this. They might have them. What was I think our next day we were at St. Bart's, then St. Martin, then Puerto Rico, thinking, well, it's just a souvenir. Like, they're going to have this at every shop when we go into port. But we thought, there's that chance, right? There's that chance that you go to the port the next day and they don't have it. Then what are you going to do? And so off we went. We picked up a bunch more, spent a bunch of money, bought more bracelets for everybody. And we never saw another place that had them. Nothing in St. Bart's. I mean, it's possible maybe in some little shop that they had them, but we didn't see them anywhere. Oh, Lydia's got the sea turtle. Oh, cool. Yeah, and so what happens is when you get this, it comes with a little book about your animal, and then it's got a QR code. So if you want to track, that's Dean's gorilla, you can track him. I forget what his name is. So yeah, just take a photo of this guy. And here, I'm even going to share this guy. And this is Luna. This is my elephant. There you go. So there's the QR code there. So take a photo of the screen, and then you can follow her too. So it's kind of cool. Like I said, you can track other animals and see where they're going to and stuff like that. So it's kind of neat. It's kind of a neat sort of sharing thing. And what do I want to do? I want to go back to this. So we're back on this. Yeah, so it's kind of a neat little idea. $20. You can buy them online for 25. I'm not sure if that's saying 25 because I'm back in Canada, and that would be approximately the exchange rate. But anyways, you can just go to the Follow website. I think it's just follow.com, and yeah, .com. My follow, MYFAHLO.com. I'll put that in the link below, in the comment, in the description below. But it's kind of a neat idea, So, like I said, lots of different animals. They will sometimes, depending on what's going on with your animal. So, of course, the one animal that I got for my dad, they're out in the wild. Sometimes the tags fall off of their ears or wherever they've been tagged. Sometimes they don't make it. Actually, no, it's my mom. My mom had some different kind of shark. And so what the system does is after a certain amount of time, it actually lets you go in and choose a new animal. So she was able to pick up the hammerhead shark instead. So it's kind of cool. You're not losing your value there. And then sometimes, for example, if you ended up buying 2 elephants, you might have Luna and you might have another elephant because they do track more than one. And all of this goes to a good cause. It goes to so this one is the Diane Fossey Gorilla Fund. This one is Save the Elephants. So the money goes towards a good cause. So it's kind of a cool thing. And you get some enjoyment and entertainment out of it as well. Louise is saying, oh, the Rio Costamajara slide is extremely high. Yeah. Yeah, and afraid of heights. That's another thing. The older I get, it's like, So let me know on these things. Claustrophobic. Anxiety hasn't hit me yet, but I got a few years to go, apparently. Fear of heights. Are these things that you're noticing that older you get, the more you're kind of like, this is dumb? Let me know. I am curious. Okay, moving on. Tsunami predictions. Another fun topic. So, I don't know how much to get a picture. So there is this woman in Japan who has been, whether or not it's true or not, she's been predicting things in the past. So in 1995, she supposedly predicted that there would be a virus. 25 years later, hello, we know what happened in 2020. She also predicted that it would subside and then return with a vengeance 10 years later. Let's hope she's wrong on that one. 1991, she apparently predicted the death of Freddie Mercury, who died a few months later. 1995, the earthquake that struck Kobe, Japan, killing over 6,000 people. She apparently predicted that. So now she is predicting that there will be a tsunami that will hit Japan in she's predicting that it will be 3 times larger than the one that hit Japan in 2011, and it'll impact the Philippines, Taiwan, Indonesia, and possibly India. And this is from what she's predicting meant to hit in July of 2025. Is this true or not? Is she right or wrong? I tried to look at it and Google it and stuff like that. And there were certainly some things that she predicted that didn't happen. So I don't think we need to get our knickers in a knot over this one quite yet, but something to maybe be aware of. If you're planning on going to Japan sometime in the near future, maybe July of this year is maybe the month to go. Well, maybe not. I don't know. What do you think? Do you would you err on the side of caution and perhaps not go, or is this just some media story to make people travel somewhere else? That's possible if you want to go there. Or is she wrong? I mean, Nostradamus predicted that the end of the world would happen in 2012, at the end of the Mayan calendar, December 12th, 2012. For 2012, interestingly enough, we and 2 other couples went to Mexico, went on vacation, had a lovely vacation at the Dreams Port Aventuras Resort. And on the 12th of December, we had a private tour to Chichen Itza. So we were there for the end of the world, and sitting before you now, and it wasn't. So yeah, sometimes they get them right, sometimes not so much. Hey, Christine, how are you? Yeah, hates heights as you've gotten older. Interesting. She says, yeah, you couldn't pay me to get on a roller coaster. I used to love roller coasters, especially here at our fairgrounds. It's called the PNE, the Pacific National Exhibition. And we've got roller coasters that probably shouldn't. They're wooden, which maybe is better. I don't know. I mean, steel, my sister-in-law's husband used to always talk about metal fatigue. Yeah, fun to think about when you're going to go on a roller coaster. I don't know. I mean, yeah. So is this a thing? Is this just something that happens? This is one of these. This is like a life thing that they don't tell you about. Kind of like we don't learn how to invest when we go to high school or even in grade school. And then magically, you're just supposed to know how much money you need when you retire. Like it's just gonna magic its way into happening. Same thing with this, like maybe in a worse way, is maybe it is a thing that as you get older, and maybe it's to do with, maybe not being quite as fit, maybe eyes aren't quite as good as they used to be, maybe hearing gets somewhat impaired. Who knows why? But is this a thing? Let me know in the comments. Especially if you're watching this later on the replay. I know some of you do. I can't remember her name, but she often watches on the replay because she does Spanish lessons. She lives in Mexico, near Puerto Vallarta or Guadalajara. And I know she often watches on the replay. Elizabeth B. SoCal. And by the way, this was so sweet. So Elizabeth sent me this thing I've got on my channel. I don't do Patreon, but I have a buy me a beer thing. It's like buy me a coffee. I just call it buy me a beer because I don't drink coffee. And so that was sweet as that. She bought me some coffees. The link is in the description below if you feel generous and you want to, throw me some money so I can buy a sea turtle to track. But thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. So if you're watching this on the replay, and you also feel like, okay, the anxiety, the fear of heights, the fear of enclosed spaces, is this something that you're experiencing as you get older? I'm curious because if this is real, if a lot of you are experiencing this, I say we should spread the word to the younger generation that along with needing stupid reading glasses and all this other super fun stuff that comes with getting older, that's one of them, possibly, perhaps. Because wouldn't it be nice to tell somebody, if they've always wanted to, let's say they wanted to go to, what's it called? Galapagos and do the thing with the was in Ecuador. I don't know, the where it's the terraced and the big steps and everything like that. I mean, you're not going to do anything with steps that don't have a railing to grab onto and uneven steps, that kind of thing. Coba in Mexico, Mayan Riviera is the only that I'm aware of, the only Mayan pyramid that you can still climb. And I did it. And I did this this was probably 20 years ago. But I literally had an anxiety attack at the top and I was like, where's the damn elevator? Because I need to get off of this thing. And of course, some guy, one tour operator who probably climbs this stupid thing daily. And from the top of this, so the pyramid at Coba is high enough that you're actually above the tree line. So it's amazing views. It's worth it to get to the top. But I mean, I went down this thing like a 95-year-old grandma, on my butt, step by step, holding onto the rope at the same time. Because look, if you trip and fall, friends of mine, they did the Coba thing. They saw an ambulance sort of tucked around the back waiting, and they went and spoke to the EMTs. and said, "Hey, so this is really great to see that you're here." And they're like, does it happen often? People fall. What do you do? Like, do they, have a broken leg or something? And she's just like, we kind of collect the bits and take them away. I mean, you're not going to fall down 100 uneven brick steps or stone steps and come out of that looking good. It's just not going to happen. But yeah. Oh, yeah, this is a really good one, and I did this. Do your bungee jumping in your 20s because by the time you get into your 50s, you'll be too afraid. Yeah, absolutely. I was really excited about doing bungee jumping. I actually did it in Nanaimo on Vancouver Island, and I was totally okay with it. I wasn't really bothered about heights back then. I was maybe, I wanna say I was 22, a long time ago, and they tied me up, like, you get the ropes around your ankles and everything, and you're ready to go, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good with this, I don't even need the countdown," and then they're like, "Okay, this is great, yeah, okay," sort of, and you've got a little bit of room so you can kind of, inchy step kinda thing, and they're like, "Okay," and they get me to the right place, and they're like, "Okay, we just need to move you forward a little bit just so your toes are just over the edge, just your toes," and I'm like, "Okay, then, no problem," and that's fine. But to know where your toes are in your shoes, in your legs that are tied up with these bungee cables, you've got to look down to see where your toes are located. And when you look down, you see the abyss below. So could I do that now? Probably not. Probably not. I would just overthink it and I'd be like, yeah, I'm out. Thanks. But yeah, that's a really good point. Definitely do that when you're younger. If you want to, not cliff dive. Well, that's another one. Parachuting, skydiving. Probably these are all things that you want to do when you're younger. Definitely, definitely. Yeah. So there you go. It's a thing. Okay, moving on. Upcoming videos. So we've got Tammy obviously was just at Dreams Mazatlan, Dreams Estrella Del Mar, and so we're going to put together a sort of a Q&A review video for you of the resort. So she's going to answer. I'm going to just grill her with a bunch of questions. And so we'll put that together. She's taken a tons of photos and videos. What I will say, and disagree with me here, Tammy, if you think, but that basically she said the size of the resort was great. It was compact, easy to get around. The food was really good. The drinks were really good. The service was really good. So, I mean, overall, a big thumbs up for that property. And yeah, so we're going to review that and give you a little bit more information. So I'll do that not on a live because I have enough tangents as it is that it would be a 3-hour video. So we'll put that together and it'll have a lot of B-roll, so you'll be able to see photos of what she saw and the different foods and stuff like that. And then also I've got Amanda. Of course, Amanda did the room video for her room at the Iberostar Selection Paraiso Lindo Resort. And Christine, I know you stayed at the Iberostar, I think it was the Iberostar Selection in Cancun. And I have to say, Iberostar has not been on my, call it top 10 list of resort chains that I would want to stay at. To me, it's a little bit much more budget has been my opinion and my experience with it. I did do a couple of site inspections at their properties, and back in the day, and again, this is probably 15, 20 years ago, they would charge extra for name brand alcohol. There were limits on how many times you could do a la carte dining over the course of the week, that kind of thing. And I know Amanda was a little bit unsure of what to expect for this trip, but it's a big conference that she's at. So it's not like she had a choice of where she was going to stay. Either you're going to the conference, that's where you're staying. And she's quite surprised. So she is messaging me this morning and she's like, I think I like this place. So we're going to dive into that when she's back. I'm going to interview her, and we'll share some photos and videos and experience of what has caused her to rethink this property. So stay tuned for that. And then, of course, she's off to Secrets Mushki. I think that's this weekend. So I'm really looking forward to that. And she's going to do a room video for that property, and we'll talk about as well about that one a bit more. So looking forward to that. Angelo has already agreed that he will help us out with going live at the Breathless Cancun Soul and the Vivid Grand Island, but Hyatt Vivid Grand Island. So I'm looking forward to that for sure. Oops, there we go. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, good memory, Angelo. Wow. Yeah, Christine's saying she stated a Barrel Star Selection coral level. So I think coral level is like next level. Oh, and she's correcting me. Moshki. I don't know why I thought it was Moshki. Goes to show you, like, if you're not sure, gotta look it up. But yeah, so she's saying did stay at coral level, was gorgeous, drinks were great, service was spectacular. Oh, but the food was dreadful. Oh dear. Oh, that's not good. And thank you again for she sent me a complete review of the property afterwards. Yeah, sometimes those things can be hit and miss, but so far, like I said, she's having a good time at the Paraiso Lindo. So more on that coming up. Stay tuned for that. And then, yeah, like I said, Angelo is going to be checking out Cancun Soul and the Vivid. And then what's the other one you said that you're going to? I forget. I know you just said it like a little while ago, but I know there's another one you're going to. Maybe it's in there somewhere. Oh, okay. Yeah, so coral level is their version of preferred. So everybody's kind of got their like next level of service, and why not? I mean, you're taking a basic resort, and then you're saying, okay, well, if you stay in these 15 rooms, then we'll give you extra perks and benefits, but we're going to charge you more. So why not? I mean, either that or you've got all, say, 400 rooms making the same amount of revenue. So, definitely it's worth it for them. If you have not already done so at this time, please go ahead and hit that thumbs up button for the video. It really does help out the channel. If you haven't left a comment, go ahead. Feel free. It doesn't hurt. We love to hear from you. Actually, we all do. Like, I think, we've got our regulars in here, and everybody's kind of always chit-chatting. Sometimes I'm just kind of watching. Yeah, so really looking forward to some of these things. And what she's saying. Okay, coral level tower is adults only, which was nice, but the restaurants are mostly on the family side. Oh, okay, so that's good to know. So you've got if you choose to have adult only, then you're going to have to compromise at some level. Now, we have heard Hyatt Vivid Grand Island. I know Angela will get more of the scoop for us, but it sounds like that's going to be opening in June, maybe. So it's going to be really interesting to see how that rolls, because, of course, the dream side is going to be family friendly. So what's that going to mean? If your preferred club, well, they've got their own rooftop pool. So are they going to start out with that being open to everybody and then eventually move it to preferred club only, or club level? Is it going to be open to the kids from the beginning later? What about the beach club? Is that going to be open to the kids? Is it going to be open to anyone from the dream side? These are all things that we're waiting to find out about. So we shall see. We'll know more soon, I'm sure. So travel update. Oh, oops, there we go. Travel updates. So I told you guys that I was planning a trip for the end of this month, and oh my God, like, Prices are just stupid, like stupid right now. $1,200, like I said last week, to go to Cabo from Vancouver, direct nonstop flight there. Great, that's fine. It's like 4 hours, 20 minutes. It's perfect. Coming home, some direct nonstops, some via Calgary, some via Cancun, then Toronto, then Vancouver. I mean, like one coast of Mexico to the other coast of Mexico, then up to central Canada, and then from central Canada, another, 5 and a bit hour flight to Vancouver. I mean, who comes up with these ideas? How is this even profitable for the airlines? So booked a trip yesterday, had buyer's remorse like crazy, canceled the whole thing this morning. In Canada, with most of our major airlines, if you book a flight within 24 hours, you can cancel with no penalty. So I did that, looked at new dates, and it's all booked. Super happy about this. So I'll tell you, I'm going to Cabo, and I looked at literally every option. I looked at Cabo, Puerto Vallarta, Mazatlan, Huatulco, Cancun, Dominican, Jamaica, Aruba, Bahamas, Antigua, St. Lucia. And St. Lucia, I'm not a fan of. My husband's like, oh, that would be great. I'd love to go there. But St. Lucia, where the airport is at the bottom of the island, and where the resorts are is kind of at the top of the island. And in order to get from there to there, you have the option of taking a fairly expensive helicopter, which is about a 20-minute ride. Great, but pricey, probably $300-400 now each way per person. Or you can take the bus, and the bus takes about 2 hours, and it does this. Forget it. No. If you're looking at going to St. Lucia, know that you need to take that helicopter, and just factor that into your pricing, because if you have any degree of motion sickness, not going to be happy. Not at all. So yeah, and I looked at Spain, I looked at London, I looked at Thailand, Philippines. I looked at every option. And what I've ended up having to do is push it further into May, which is fine. I mean, May, you don't really want to be going away because the weather is nice here, but it is what it is. And so all I'm going to tell you is I'm going to Cabo. Feel free to guess where you think I'm staying. It shouldn't be too difficult. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that trip. So that's going to be mid-May. So stay tuned for that. But we got a lot going on in the meantime. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited. And it's actually kind of worked out well because it's given me a 2-week reprieve on my originally planned travel dates to give me time to work out some more. Because we all want to, work out before you go away on a trip so you can just, feel that extra bit of confidence on the beach. That's my plan. That's my plan. Wish me luck. So yeah. Oh, what's Christine's got a guess already? Oh, could be. I will do the big reveal next week. We'll do that. But I will say that I'm staying at 2 properties, 2 totally separate resort chains. So, I mean, Christine, there's not a lot of options available in Cabo, whether it's San Jose del Cabo or San Jose del Cabo, the corridor, or Cabo San Lucas. There's just not tons and tons of options. Because, I'm not one to rough it. So, yeah. But yeah, I'm excited. It's just nice to have something booked, not having had anything booked. So, yeah, good times. Good times. So I'm curious in the comments below, how many trips do you have planned, mentally planned, or physically booked for the future, for the balance of the year? I know, Christine, you have got a few, and Elizabeth B. SoCal, I think you've got 5 trips booked for the balance of the year. I just haven't got I'm not organized. I haven't got my stuff together to get everything booked and sorted yet, but I shall. Especially now, right? Knowing, anything with heights, do it now. Anything in small spaces, do it now. Anything that's anxiety inducing, do it now. Who knows if this is correct or not? But like I said, if you experience this increased anxiety, increased sensitivity to heights, more claustrophobia as you get older, let me know. I'm curious. And if you're too young to know, then maybe Google it, because it seems like it's a real thing, unfortunately. Oh, nice. Oh, why didn't that go up there? There you go. Italy, France, and Spain cruise. Nice. Oh, and Angela, of course, Angela's always got a whole bunch going on. Cancun, St. Louis, Puerto Vallarta, and Vegas. Oh, that's right. Because, because you were looking at, I think you're staying at the Bahia Mita, and then you were going to stay at the Sunscape, which we talked you out of. And then also, where else are you staying? You were going to stay at Breathless, but it's not open yet. I think you're staying in Secrets? I think it's Secrets. Oh, poo. Got to get something booked, Tammy. We should make a plan. John saying, oh, hey, Barbara. Sorry, we'll go back to you in a second, John. Hey, good to see you. How are you? You must have, I got 2 books. You got 2 books so far. Good for you. You're going to South Africa, maybe, I think? I'm probably going to go there later this year, but yeah, cool. Thanks for tuning in. John is saying, never been to Cabo, but willing to check it out. My wife has 7 more days left this year, so we'll be checking out your videos. Oh, very nice. So you got lots of vacation options. Mentally planning another Vivid visit and possibly a Vegas weekend. Nice. And like I said, I'm hoping to chase these new openings. So yeah, that'll be good. Oops. Yeah, Tammy. Yeah, I'll go with you on that one for sure, Tammy. That sounds like a great cruise. Yeah, Sunscape is a no-go. Secrets Vallarta. Good. Christine is sailing. Oh man, these keep sailing Celebrity Equinox, June 10th to 19th. Barbara's going to the DR. Nice. Louise is heading to Punta Cana in November. Supposed to go now, but the price is too expensive. Yeah, I know, right? It's like so frustrating. I don't know what's going on in May, but maybe people are getting their tax refunds and they're spending it all. I don't know. Barbara's also going to Hawaii. Nice. Well, it sounds like everybody's got lots of big plans. So now I need to catch up with you. And maybe Tammy and I will book something so that she can be included too. All right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in today. Really appreciate you taking the time. And yeah, we're going to let it go from there. I'm probably going to shoot for 2 videos again this weekend. So stay tuned for that. I know the driving video is kind of different than normal. That was the driving tour of Aruba that I did. But holy cow, how beautiful, right? And Baby Beach, that was the last beach that I showed on that video. If you haven't looked at it already, I posted that video on Sunday, and I think it was Saturday or Sunday. Hey, Proc. Hey, how are you? I haven't heard from you in a while. Going to Greece and cruising with Virgin. Oh, nice. Oh, that sounds nice. I am envious. Yeah, so definitely check it out. The Baby Beach is definitely going to be is where that new Secrets is going to be. So the first sort of high inclusive collection resort on the island country of Aruba. So that'll be good. They definitely need more all-inclusive options there, definitely. So I'm looking forward to that. I honestly thought it would have been open already, because it looked like they were motoring along with it. But we'll see. But yeah, that hotel is going to be overlooking that gorgeous, pristine, crystal clear, turquoise waters of Baby Beach in Aruba. So absolutely beautiful. And Louise is saying, yeah, maybe Hyatt Vivid. Oh, nice. Yeah, well, they're saying the one in Punta Cana is supposed to open in, well, they were initially saying like September time. So who knows? Who knows? If you're there in November, then it definitely should be, hopefully, should be open by then. So yeah. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already done so, please consider giving this video a thumbs up. If you don't enjoy the video, give it a thumbs down. That's okay too. But thanks for tuning in. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Hope you have a great weekend. And we will see you next Wednesday. Thanks for joining in. Lovely chatting with you all.